So this strength class will be predominantly, let's see, sorry, give me a second here, make sure I tell you guys right so we're ready to go. Okay. This strength class is going to be one where we do use some weights. So I would suggest grabbing slightly heavier weights and then definitely some very light weights. Cans of soup can even work well when we're working tinier muscles, or you can do no weight at all. That's obviously always an option. And we are going to start by getting near a piece of furniture or a wall, because we're going to start with hip swings. So I want you to start by getting nice and tall, and then you're going to flex this foot that we're swinging just so it doesn't scrape the floor as we swing. And then make sure you're not extending this leg too far back, because we don't want to put compression on the lower back. And then we're going to circle this knee up through the center, the midline of the body, and out and back. So we're kind of circling it forward and all the way out. I'm going to do it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. My balance holds out. And then other direction. Okay, other side. Get nice and tall, flex that foot you're swinging. Make sure you're not pushing too far back so you're not compressing the lower back. Okay, and then same thing here. We're letting that knee cross over the midline of the body and all the way out. So if you feel popping in your hip, modify, don't go as high, other direction. Or maybe don't go as wide. Do what you need to do to eliminate that pop. Okay. Next, we're going to warm up our shoulders. So stand feet about hip distance apart, lift up through the chest. We're going to start with our thumbs pointed up, arms come up and down. And thumbs down, same thing. Okay, we're going to hinge forward, thumbs out. Bring them up parallel with the floor. And other direction, thumbs together. Okay, now we're going to go into a side lunge. So hips drop back, knees stay behind the toes. And then stay to the right. Bring the left hand down to the floor, maybe a piece of furniture. You can even bring it to the right knee and reach up with the right arm. Come up, other side, shift to the left, reach this right arm down, left arm comes up. And come all the way up. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. We are going to start with just static lunges. We're just getting warmer in a dynamic kind of way. So bring your left leg forward, right leg back. We're going to bend both knees evenly, going straight up and down. Okay, hold this next one at the bottom and pulse. And other side. Right leg forward, left leg back. Bend both knees evenly. Hold at the bottom and pulse. Notice my knee is not going past my toe. Okay, come up. Okay, we're going to go back into those rear delt flies that we started to warm up with. So thumbs out. We're going to do more this time. Thumbs are up. Hold this one at the top and pulse. Okay, come up. Bring your feet nice and wide, toes pointed out. We're going to squat down. Again, notice my knees in position to my toes. My knees are more positioned over my ankles than my toes. If your knees are too far extended, separate your feet more. Lift up through the shoulders, and we're going to lift our arms up parallel with the floor and pull back. Come forward and down. Reach up, pull back, forward and down. Keep going. Couple more. This last one, hold at the top, and we're just going to pull back, come forward. Pull back, come forward. And come up, grab kind of a light pair of weights to start with. We're going to be doing 2 rounds of this. So it would be better to err on the side of caution while you're getting good and warm. We're going to go into bent rows. So remember, you can always sit down and do bent rows. More than anything, make sure you have a flat back. So if you're standing, feet are a little closer than hip distance apart, gentle bend in the knees, hinge forward, flat back, and draw the elbows straight back towards the waist. Couple more. Okay, weight down from the top. So, everything we just did, you have the option to add weight, as in grab weights if you had none before, or go up in weight, like on the bent rows. So with the static lunges, if you want to hold some weights at your chest for just a little added resistance, you can. So left leg forward, right leg back, all 10 toes pointed forward. Bend the knees evenly. And hold this next one at the bottom and pulse. Other side. Right foot forward, left foot back, all 10 toes forward. Bend and straighten the knees evenly. So this is real important when I say to bend the knees equally. Make sure you're not hinging too far forward or leaning back. Pause at the bottom and pulse. The top half of your body should be going straight down towards the floor. Okay. we're going to go into these rear delt flies. So this is an optional place where you can use weights. A lot of us don't need to. Okay, so if you want to grab some super light weights, if these weren't challenging last time, go ahead. But otherwise, just really focus on that squeeze between your shoulder blades. So nice flat back, arms come straight up parallel with the floor. So once you've seen what I'm doing, look down towards the floor so that your neck is straight and parallel with the floor. And hold this next one at the top and pulse. And come up. So we're going back into that static sumo. Again, if the arm portion of this was not challenging last time, grab some light weights. Feet nice and wide, toes pointed, or knees pointing in the same direction as the toes, but not going past the toes. Lift up through the chest. This just helps pin your shoulders down. And arms come up, pull back, forward, and down. And pull back, reach forward, pull back, reach forward. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together and down at the top. You'll notice we're doing a lot of work on this whole back area around our shoulders. It's for a very good reason. This helps keep us upright our whole lives. Couple more. Last one, squeeze and down. Okay, so grab either the same weights as before if that was challenging, or you can jump up a little bit and weight. So again, proper way to do a bent row. Feet are closer than hip distance apart, soft bend in the knees. Hinge forward, keep that flat back. Arms come perpendicular to the floor. As you pull back, elbows graze the waist. And arms come back perpendicular to the floor. Okay, so this time we're going to hold at the top and pulse. Tiny little pulses. Keep the shoulders rolled down, elbows in. Couple more. And come all the way up. Okay. Bring the weights close to your mat because you'll need them. And we are going to come into our plank walkouts. You know I love plank walkouts. As long as your shoulders and hips can handle these, it's a really great way to work a lot of muscles at once. So your first option, this is the more extreme version, soft bend in the knees, flat back, walk out to a plank, hold, and walk back. Squeeze the behind, flat back to come up. A more modified version would be stand at the front of your mat, still soft bend in the knees, flat back, step out, hold your plank for a second, and step back in, squeeze the behind, flat back brings you up. So either one of those options. If all else fails, hold a plank. I'm going to show the modified version one more time. You do which one works for you. Last one. And then we'll all meet down on the mat. Okay. We are going to come into donkey kicks. So set up in your tabletop. Nice flat back. Get nice and solid through your core. Remember, this is what supports your spine. We're going to pull that right knee in towards the belly button. Extend it straight up. And then an optional extension at the top. Bend it, pull it back in. Okay, so this next one, you can either keep it bent or straight and pulse straight up. So from here, pull the knee back in, circle it around, pull it back in, try not set it down between repetitions. And other direction. And stretch it out, get ready for the other side. Okay, set back up in your tabletop, pull in all those muscles around the spine, and then we pull this left knee in towards the belly button, extend it up, straighten it out, squeeze it in, pull the knee back in. And hold at the top, pulse. Okay, pull that left knee in, circle it around and back. Try and keep the knee up the whole time. Don't set it down on the floor if you can help it. And other direction. Last one. Stretch it out for a second. You'll probably be happy to know we're only doing one set of those. And grab your weights. This time we're coming into tabletop rows. So we're working very similar muscles to when we did our bent row. But this time we're challenging our core a little bit more. If we really focus on stabilizing the center of our body, envision you've got a glass of water on your back and you're trying not to spill it, as you slowly row up one side and the other. You can always come into a plank and do this as well. But if you really focus on that stabilization around the spine, you're going to get a lot out of it right here. Squeeze at the top. Couple more each side. And last one. And come up. Okay, bring your weights with you. So we've got a couple options here. And this is going to seem a little confusing, this first option. So bear with me because I'm going to offer you a modification afterwards. But here's your first option. We are going to lunge back with the right leg and do a bicep curl. And then at the top, you're going to extend both arms out, but then you're going to bring the right knee and the left arm up. So it's bicep curl, right knee, left arm. Bicep curl, right knee, left arm. Okay, here's your modification. Go ahead and start with that first one if that's for you. Curl back, bicep curl, come up. Curl back. Or just reverse lunge. Usually this one's going to be good in between though. Couple more. And other side. Okay, so again, first option, reverse lunge with the left leg. Come up, extend left knee, right arm. Otherwise, reverse lunge, curl. Reverse lunge, curl. Or just reverse lunge. One more. Okay. Next, what are we doing here? Oh, okay, sorry. We are going to come down on the mat with our weights. We are going to start with a chest press. So, you don't want to go too high in weights here because this is going to be high repetition. We're going to end up doing 2 sets of these. So weights come in line with the midline of your chest. And we're going to start with flies. So with the chest fly, the palms are facing each other. The arms are at 90 degrees. When you come to the top of the movement, you've still got that same relative bend in your arms, like you're hugging a beach ball. Arms lightly tap the mat at the bottom, you go right back up. Okay, last one like this, then pulse at the top. Rotate the palms where they're facing your feet. Notice I still have a slight bend in my arms. Drop the arms down, lightly tap the mat, press back over the midline of the chest, light bend in the arms at the top. Dumbbells just lightly tap each other. Okay, pause at the top. Bring the palms together. So palms or weights are touching. They're together at the front of the, or over the midline of the chest. Okay, we're going to draw our elbows down towards our waist. We're going to press back up where dumbbells are touching and our arms are slightly bent. 3 more. Okay, weights come down to your side. Remember, never lay them where you're having to externally rotate. Just, if anything else, just set them down to the side. We're gonna come into bicycles. So we're gonna make these really slow and methodical. Our knees are bent. If you really struggle with lower back pain or instability, just bring your hands under your hips and just do these slow, methodical toe taps. Really engage these muscles in the pelvis that tilt them up, and that's gonna really help create a nice, strong foundation where you can safely do bicycles one day. If that day is today, if you're ready, hands behind your head, knees bent at 90 degrees. You're gonna rotate, bring your right elbow to your left knee, pause. This is where the slow methodical part comes in. Press your shoulder, your hip, and the whole left side of your body into the mat firmly, and then come center, other side. Left elbow touches the right knee as the left leg presses out. Press the right shoulder, right hip, the whole right side of the body into the mat. Come back center, same thing. So we're pausing, we're really focusing on that press on whatever side of our body we're on. Couple more. And bring it down. Grab your weights. We're going into a second set of chest press. So arms are bent to 90 degrees. Weights in line with the midline of the chest. Keep that same bend in the arms as you bring the weights together above your body. Lightly tap the arms down to the mat. Go right back up. Last one, hands meet at the top. Turn the palms towards the feet, slight bend, still in the arms. Bring the arms lightly to the mat, come back up to the midline of the chest, lightly tapping the weights at the top. Pause at the top. Bring the palms to face each other. Weights are touching. Draw the elbows in close to the waist. Lightly tap the mat at the bottom. Keep that tiny bend in the arms at the top. This is called a tricep press. And bring the weights down. Second set of bicycles. So again, you have the option of hands under the hip, little leg drops, or maybe you're somewhere in between. You could bring the hands under the hips and extend the legs out if the last round didn't feel challenging enough. Otherwise, hands come behind the head, knees to 90 degrees, rotate, press that whole left side into the mat, come back center, rotate to the right, press that whole right side into the mat. One more each side. And bring it down. Okay, we're getting close. We are going to finish off with a bridge series. So if you have lower back instability, or this does not, for any reason, you get into these and something doesn't feel stable, you're gonna come back to the standard bridge where your feet are hip distance apart, you're pressing your hips up, feet and knees are hip distance apart at the top, lightly tap the mat, go up and down. That's what you're always gonna come back to if any of this feels unstable. Okay, otherwise, bring your feet almost as wide as you can get them. Turn your toes out. We're gonna do a sumo bridge. Okay, so think about what a sumo squat looks like. Press up at the top, lower down. Watch your knees. Make sure you can keep your knees in a fairly neutral position here. Squeeze at the top. Hold this next one at the top and pulse. And bring it down. Feet all the way together, knees together. You are going to be tempted to walk your feet as close to your body as you can. Don't. Okay, bend your knees as much as they'll naturally bend, and that's where your feet go down. Feet and knees stay together. You're going to want to separate your feet and knees for more leverage. Don't. Instead, accept that your bridge is not going to be as high here. Instead, focus on that squeeze on the outsides of the glutes. Hold at the top and pulse. Okay, feet come hip distance apart. Bridge up, rock the knees together at the top, bring them back parallel with the hips, lightly tap the mat at the bottom, and repeat. Okay, this next one, we're gonna hold at the top, rock the knees in, bring them out parallel, rock the knees in, parallel. This is it, home stretch. And 15, bring it down, pull your knees into your chest, roll everything out. Okay, so keep your knees pulled in and then go ahead and just bring this left ankle to the right knee. If it won't go, then bring the right foot down flat on the mat. Otherwise, wrap your hands around that right shin or right thigh. Flex the left foot, and then if you can, just slowly rock side to side. And other side, same thing. Don't forget to flex that right foot. Okay, unwind, come to a seated position. Feet are nice and wide, sit up nice and tall, flex the feet, and slightly walk your hands forward. Okay, rise up. Okay, so you're gonna just sit with your feet flat on the floor. You're gonna take your right arm, weave it under the right leg, and grab the front of the left leg. Then you're gonna take your left arm, weave it under the left leg, wrap it around this front right shin, and then you're gonna pull back. You're really gonna use this leverage of the legs to help you stretch your back. So really round your back and try and envision that you're pulling the middle part of your back as far away from your knees as you can get it. And then switch which hand you have on top. Do the same thing again. And come up. Okay, so I do this hip stretch enough where you guys should know it. If you can't do this next hip stretch, I want you to come right here where you've got your knees at 90 degrees. You're stretching your front hip here. Otherwise, woo, come to a standing position, grab the wall or a piece of furniture, and you're going to grab your right foot in your right hand, line the knees up with each other, and then see if you can press that right hip open and forward a little bit more. And other side, same thing. Grab the left foot with the left hand, line the knees up, press that left hip open. And release. Cross the right arm across the body and lean the head to the left. Other side, same thing. Left arm across the body, lean the head to the right. And release. Roll the shoulders one direction, and the other. Roll out the wrist. One direction and the other. The ankles. Don't forget those little joints. Thank you. Good job.